Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Resident Evil Vendetta. This franchise is running out of like little one-word notes to put at the end of Resident Evil. It's gonna be like Resident Evil Biohazard, and they're gonna be like, oh, we can't do that one, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, this is another animated CGI film. I think it's the last Resident Evil movie I gotta watch, because I've seen all the live-action ones. I saw Degeneration. Now I saw Vendetta. And this one, to compare it to Degeneration, that film looked like shit. I can watch a CGI PS2 game in form of a movie, but it still looked bad enough to where I couldn't look at it without being disgusted. A good Xbox 360 cutscene is what this movie is. It maybe even might be like a good PS4 cutscene, I don't know. But I definitely would say the animation in this one is a lot more pretty, it's a lot more up to date. Who knows how long it'll be up to date, but as for right now, I think it looks pretty good. Can't really complain there. And you know what? I'm just gonna sprinkle the rest of my good thoughts about the movie out the way. This film, the action is actually pretty fucking good. There's particularly two fight scenes which like were so sticky that they're stuck in my mind to this day. I saw it like 4 or 5 days ago, and I was struggling to. I was like, what was that? I was about to turn on the camera. I was like, I can't even remember what happened in that goddamn film. And then I was like, well, there's those two fight scenes. And then, like, I stemmed from there. Like, everything I remember about this movie stemmed from those two fight scenes. I will say that they got a pretty good cast of characters. Again, I've only played Resident Evil 4 and 5 all the way through. I've played a decent amount of 6. And I've tried to play 1 and 2. Failed. And this game has a character, Rebecca Chambers from Resident Evil 0. Haven't played that shit either, so I'm still sitting side by side with my girlfriend. She's still teaching me, still showing me who is what and what game they're from. She's my coach. So I will say, you know, it had a decent selection of characters. I thought Leon's inclusion, you know, since he's my boy, since Resident Evil 4 is like one of my favorite games. It was so weird. In the last movie, he was just, like, in Degeneration, he was boring as shit. In this film, he basically has Chris's backstory in Resident Evil 6, where he's, like, at a bar, grumpy, just kind of like, oh, you haven't seen what I've seen, bucko. And then, like, we just devolve from there, and he's like, fine, I'll save the world again. So that was interesting. As far as Chris and the others go, you know, they got a little bit more character to them. You know, they're holding together a film. They got a little bit of banter, but that's about it. I didn't see a single star performance. There wasn't like a character who stole the show. I will say the villains for this one are pretty interesting. We got 3 villains. The main being this blonde dude who's like he's a fucking billionaire who basically wants to destroy the world. Basically, the government saw that he was gonna pull some shady shit with Umbrella, so they were like, we're gonna fucking bomb your wedding. And he's basically got the backstory of the girl in Wreck-It Ralph, except it's not a parody here. We're supposed to take it seriously. Even though it's almost played up worse. Like, what actually happens is more cringy and more like parody than that. That is ridiculous. But then we got this big fucking buff monster dude and his like hot sexy wife. These are zombies I'm talking about, by the way. Yeah, they were interesting. I like seeing some more, you know, unique and actual like humanoid type of zombie creatures. That the girl one was like wearing this weird fucking skin outfit, and I was just like, okay. This is an anime. Okay, I gotta remember that. Trying to think of anything else good I can say about this movie. think that's it. I will say, like, the stakes are pretty high. Like, they're about to infect all of New York City. That's a pretty big deal for this universe. And I'm pretty sure this is in canon with the games, so that's cool. I mean, they're like, there's a part of this movie where Leon, like, is going down, like, a highway, and, like, these cars behind him explode because he's, like, such an action hero. But it's, like, just regular civilians, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's all the good I have to say. So this movie is, again, pretty fucking boring. All the characters were very drab, very, very monotone, very, ugh. And again, I want these films to kind of just be horror movies, not action movies. That being said, like, there was some good action moments, but it's like I'm not using my brain for those scenes. It's just, oh, this is a fun, cool thing going on. I would take a drama with interesting characters over just an action set piece movie any day. If I want to see that, I can watch the fucking Resident Evil live action films. No, I don't though. And I think maybe just because I already watched all the other entries in this franchise, but I was just worn out by the time I got to this movie. I was like, okay, here we go again. Doing the same shit as all the other ones. We're gonna have the same tone and the same characters who I'm supposed to like pop for these characters, right? I'm supposed to be like, oh, that's fucking Leon, and then he's just sitting at a fucking not even a bar, it's like a winery or something, and he's like having this shitty time, just woe is me. I'm like, why am I rooting for you? Why am I rooting for Rebecca Chambers? It's like, oh, you're like the damsel in distress, of course, like I gotta root for you. And then Chris is just a straight military guy. Like, this is the worst cast of characters I've ever seen. And they basically have a cure for zombies in this movie. Like, I don't know if it's like this specific version of the T-virus, but like, there are zombies in this film who turn back into humans. So like, that's kind of fucked up now that they're killing these zombies. Like, now that, like, if I was one of the people who died, I would be pretty upset, obviously. My family would be upset on my behalf. Other than that, can't really say a whole lot about this film. Animation, action, it's worth, like, a good time. Like, it's not, if you want something to, like, bullshit through, yeah, it's worth it. But it's a nothing film. I'm gonna give Resident Evil Vendetta a 6 out of 10. And with that, I leave you.